There comes a time in life when everything feels loud, voices inside you, fears chasing your peace, doubts stealing your mornings, and chaos filling every quiet moment. And in that noise, there is something so rare, so powerful, that most people miss it entirely. The art of acting as if nothing bothers you. You see, the world is not gentle. It pushes, it pulls, it tests your patience, breaks your heart, and tempts you to react. But what if I told you that your greatest power lies in your silence? What if I told you that learning to act like nothing bothers you is not about faking strength, but mastering it? Napoleon Hill, the man behind some of the greatest self-mastery teachings ever written, knew this. He believed that real power is quiet. And in this video, I want to take you on a deep journey through stories, truth, pain, and healing, to show you how to build a mind so strong that nothing shakes it. Not because you do not feel pain, but because you decide how long pain stays. Imagine a young man walking into a job interview after being rejected 5 times in the past month. His hands are slightly trembling, heart pounding, thoughts swirling with self-doubt. But when he walks in, he carries a smile, calm, respectful, centered. Not because life is perfect, but because he made a decision. No matter how many times the world says no, I will keep showing up as if I already deserve a yes. That is the mindset Napoleon Hill preached. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. And that does not just mean believing in success. It means believing that you are unshakable, even when life shakes everything around you. Acting as if nothing bothers you is not denial. It is discipline. It is saying, I will not hand over the keys to my peace just because something went wrong. There was a time in my life when everything felt heavy. I was waking up every day with a weight on my chest, going to bed with noise in my head. I had just lost a friend. Work was falling apart. My bank account was getting smaller. And still, I had to keep showing up. I had to sit in meetings, smile in conversations, walk like everything was okay. But deep down, it was not. And yet, every day I reminded myself of one thing Hill once wrote: strength and growth come only through continuous effort and struggle. I whispered it like a prayer, and slowly, something changed. I stopped waiting for life to get easy. I started becoming someone who could handle the hard. I was not pretending. I was preparing. Each silent day was building something inside me. You see, most people react because they feel out of control. They want the world to know they are in pain. But true control is quiet. It breathes. It waits. When you act like nothing bothers you, it is not because you do not care. It is because you choose peace over performance. Hill believed in clarity. He said, set your mind on a definite goal and observe how quickly the world stands aside to let you pass. And I believe that applies not just to careers, but to emotions. If your goal is peace, then do not let every opinion shake you. If your goal is confidence, then do not let every failure define you. You get what you consistently stand for, not what you occasionally react to. One day, I was standing in line at a coffee shop. A man in front of me lost his temper over the smallest delay. He yelled, cursed, threw his drink away. Everyone around him looked uncomfortable. But you know what stayed with me? The barista. She smiled gently, apologized calmly, and kept working. That woman had power, not because she yelled louder, but because she chose to remain calm when others lost control. That is what acting like nothing bothers you looks like. It is not loud. It is not showy. It is silent power. Napoleon Hill often said that our thoughts become things. So imagine what happens when your thoughts are soaked in calm. That calm becomes action, and that action becomes strength. When I first started reading Think and Grow Rich, I was expecting tips about money. But what I found was something deeper, a manual for the mind. Hill talks about desire, faith, persistence, and something he calls the mastery of self. That part changed me, because I realized that most of our suffering does not come from what happens to us. It comes from how we think about what happens to us. When you act like nothing bothers you, you give your brain space to choose the best reaction. You delay the drama. And in that space, you find peace. The truth is, nobody teaches us how to stay calm. We are taught to succeed. We are taught to win. But rarely are we taught how to stay unbothered when we lose. That is why Hill's wisdom is so needed today. A friend of mine went through a horrible breakup. His girlfriend left suddenly, and he was devastated. For weeks, he barely ate. He did not speak much. But when he returned to work, he walked in clean, sharp, confident. Not fake, focused. He told me, "I cried every night, but I made a promise to myself. I will not let this pain take away my purpose." And he did not. That, to me, is the essence of what we are talking about. The pain did not vanish, but he held it in a container. He did not spill it everywhere. He carried it with dignity. Hill would have been proud, because that is self-discipline, the greatest kind. I think about how often we waste energy. We argue over nonsense. We fight to prove ourselves. We carry insults like they are facts. But none of that builds us. It just burns us. And acting like nothing bothers you is not about avoiding life. It is about not wasting your fire on things that do not grow you. Hill once said, "Every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. You cannot see that benefit when you are reacting. You only see it when you are calm enough to wait out. There is beauty in silence. There is power in pause." Think of the moments in your life when someone hurt you deeply. Now think of how much worse it got when you reacted from emotion. Now imagine how much better it could have gone if you had stayed calm. I am not saying silence fixes everything, but silence gives you time, and time gives you perspective, and perspective gives you power. That is what Hill knew. That is why he wrote not just for the mind, but for the soul. I remember a teacher once told me, "Act like you have already won the battle, even when you are still fighting." That is how unbothered people move. They do not announce their pain. They do not advertise their struggle. They just walk, calm, steady, certain. And soon, the world begins to believe in that version of them. That is what Napoleon Hill wanted for us. Not fake smiles, but real control. And that starts by refusing to give your power away to every little thing that tries to shake you. It is not easy. Let me be honest. Some days you will want to scream. Some days you will feel like giving up, and that is okay. You are human. But what matters is this. Do not build your identity around your reaction. Build it around your vision. If your vision is peace, then protect it. If your vision is greatness, then act like you already have it, even when it hurts, even when you are scared. Especially then. There is a story I once heard about a lion and a dog. The dog barks, jumps, makes noise. The lion just walks, calm, silent, majestic. Why? Because the lion knows who he is. That is what Hill meant when he talked about belief. Belief is not just about your goals. It is about your identity. When you believe in who you are, you do not need to respond to everything. You just keep moving forward. I want to leave you with this. Acting like nothing bothers you does not mean you feel nothing. It means you have decided what matters. It means you choose your battles. You protect your energy. You focus on what builds you, not what breaks you. And in doing so, you become the kind of person Napoleon Hill wrote for. Someone who masters the mind, guards the heart, and walks with quiet power. So the next time life throws something at you, take a deep breath. Smile softly. Pause. And then ask yourself, is this worth my peace? Is this worth my power? And if it is not, let it go. Walk forward. Act like nothing bothers you. And one day, nothing will. And before we end, I want to ask you something. Which moment in your life tested your calm the most? Share it in the comments. Let this space be one where we grow stronger together. And if this video touched something inside you, do not keep it to yourself. Like it, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe. Because this journey of building the unshakable mind is just getting started. Let's go.